guys, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Realtor Can Cook. I'm Tina Newby with Florida Luxury Realty, and today our recipe is gonna be Christmas cookie. All right, before we get into our episode, I just want to give you guys a quick update on the beautiful property in Hudson Beach on my last video. It is under contract, guys. Thank you so much for all of you who reach out to me about the property, and for those of you who reach out to me and ask me about the real estate market in general. And because you guys have asked, I'm giving it to you. From now on, I will try to bring an expert from the real estate industry and kind of help you navigate through your real estate market. And if you are buying, selling, investing, we are there for you. And today we have a special guest. I'm so happy to introduce you to her. She is my preferred lender, Erin Bayer from the Tampa Mortgage team at Mortgage Management. Come on, join me, Erin.
Tina, it's so good to see you. Hi everybody, Erin Bayer, Tampa Mortgage team of Mortgage Management. We are here today. I'm so excited to be on the show. Tina, tell us a little about what we're doing today.
So today, because it is Christmas is coming, so we're going to talk a little bit about you, what you do,
Okay.
and of course, we're going to make my favorite Christmas cookie. Gotta have cookie for Christmas.
Absolutely. We love the holiday season, do we not?
We do.
Oh my God, love the holiday season.
I love the decoration.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
ugly
I have to do
sweater.
it.
I love
You smell
it.
like the llamas?
Yes, I love
yes.
it. It's so good.
And I had to do it. And you know, it's not so much about necessarily Christmas, but it's just about the holiday season, right? So whatever it is that you celebrate and whatever you honor during the winter season, you know, we just happen to be here making Christmas cookies today, and we're very excited.
My family recipe for a Christmas cookie.
Yay.
So it's going to be exciting because we do this every year. And, you know, we would just turn on our Christmas music, literally bake the whole entire day,
Yes.
and then give it to our family and friends.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, you know, that's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing for you to share, and it's a beautiful thing to, you know, it's really about family. At the end of the day, is it about the gifts? Not necessarily. It's about the family. It's
The
about
time together,
Yes,
the community,
yes.
you know, just get
And I think this is perfect. Being in the kitchen, it's so like in the moment, it's so holidays, it's so awesome. So great. Well, let's get to it.
Yep.
So Tina, it looks like you have everything set up here.
Yes.
This is amazing,
Yes.
as she is amazing. We love Tina.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Tina, talk to me. What do we have here?
All right, so we are making Christmas cookies, and you know, obviously, all this you probably have it at your house. But with my family recipe, there's a tad bit different, and I'll tell you. But first, we'll go ahead and beat our half a cup of butter. So let me go ahead and add that in.
Okay, and so what are we? What are we doing with this? We're beating it. We're getting
We're gonna make it fluffy. So we basically beat the butter first.
Okay.
And then we'll add in our sugar. Believe it or not, sugar is considered a wet ingredient. Did you know?
I did not. And why is that, Tina?
Because it's kind of melt in once you know you mix it with the butter and the vanilla.
It becomes like a liquid?
Yeah.
Did you know that, everybody? Sugar, see, we learn something new every time here on Realtor Can Cook.
Yes.
Sugar is actually a liquid ingredient. Go figure, huh?
Yep.
That's right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. That is so fun. All right,
Yes.
great.
So now it's all fluffy.
So how long do we do that for?
Do it until it's fluff. It's kind of creamy.
And fluffy is kind of like soft. Is that what we're after here?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Look, guys.
Yep.
Look, so, and I even use these. I don't use, you know, I won't.
I'll try not to eat it yet.
So, and then we'll go ahead and add our 1 cup of sugar.
1 cup of sugar. Remember, it's a liquid ingredient. Who
Yes,
knew?
it is. Yes, it is. So we'll go ahead and put our whole cup of sugar in here.
Fantastic.
Look at me. Obviously, I'm not a chef, so I'll just, you know how it is. We'll just, and then we'll go ahead and do 1 teaspoon of our vanilla extract. All right. So here is what my family does that's a little different. You can use milk, but we use canned
Condensed milk.
condensed milk.
Oh, tricky.
So-
We love condensed milk. You can do do so many random things with it, right?
Yes, you know what, I'm Vietnamese.
Okay.
So what we do is we put condensed milk in our coffee.
Oh, that's very smart because you kind of get right to the point. You got your cream, you got your sugar, everything's in there.
Exactly.
And that's very smart.
Exactly.
So leave us for Vietnamese. Super smart.
So, and then you just kind of mix them again
Got
together here.
Okay, and so now ideally, are we using the machine or?
You can, but
Okay.
you know, since you're here and we're talking, I
Mhm.
want the machine to kind of.
And she's polite. God, we love her. Do we not love it? Love her.
So basically, so now it looked kind of like this, and then what you can do now is you're gonna put in.
Do we need that? Where's this coming in?
Oh my gosh!
That's what I'm here for. See?
Yes.
See, that's why you need a wingman.
Remind me.
That's
so
right.
then you need 1 egg, guy.
Mhm.
I forgot. So you put the eggs.
So far we have the butter, we have the vanilla, we have the secret recipe of condensed milk,
Yes.
and the egg. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
So then you just kind of beat it up really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you have your dry ingredient now. And what you do is, it's really simple. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a 1/3 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and boom, this is what you got. I like to put less salt, but you can put, so I usually do like 1/2 teaspoon of salt, but you know, it's depend on, some people like their cookie a little salty, me not so much.
Gotcha. Okay.
So just put it all in.
And do you generally just dump it in, or are you like mixing it gradually?
Well, usually that's why I have 2 bowls. I
Gotcha.
usually mix them in gradually, just kind of, so because it's gonna get really hard in a little bit
Gotcha.
to kind of
Yep.
move around, so you want to kind of mix them in.
Then you add the next one in.
Yeah.
Here, can I help you?
Yes,
I'd love to help you.
please.
All right. Ready?
Okay,
Let me know when you're ready.
Yes, I'm
All
ready.
right, here you go.
Ready.
Let's give it. You're gonna try it. Let's see how this goes.
Do you guys, do
See, we make a good team here. See, realtor, lender. Not
Yes.
only do we do great real estate, but we also make cookies.
We do, and we pass it out to our family and friends.
Yes, I love that. I love that absolutely about the holiday season. It's just doing fun stuff with the family, doing fun stuff with the kids. You know, we make cookies, going around to the
I
family,
do. Yeah.
right? And the neighbors, just sort of sharing the holiday cheer. That's what it's all about.
I am one
Right.
of those weird neighbors that I will feed my neighbor. I cook stuff and I bake stuff and I feed them.
See, but I don't think that's weird. I think that's the way it should be. You know, if
Every like knocking on the door.
Right?
Oh, what's in it for you?
yes, I feel like if everybody was feeding their neighbor in life, right? How much better would the world possibly be? So you know, that,
People be.
see, we can
Happier.
do clone Martinas,
Yes.
or just feed your neighbor, people. You know, it's just
See
the
what I mean?
concept.
All right, so basically this is what you want it to be. And then what I like to do is I kind of want to get, you know, get it, my hand dirty a little bit. I wash my hand, guys, so don't worry. So just go in and kind of, you know, move it around.
Get up in there.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yes, give it some love.
Yeah, give it some love.
Give it some love.
Yes.
So that's exactly what we're going to do.
A cookie is just a cookie, but a cookie with love, special.
It is special. It's
And the holidays are special, so yes, I get it.
yes!
I
So
love it.
So see how like it's kind of the sugar is.
I'm kind of having
all
mess envy, I'm not even gonna lie. You know, I kind of like, you know, but I'm gonna leave that part to you.
My
Leave
kids
that
love
to you.
this part. They
Yes.
love this
The
part.
most fun, right?
All right. So
Mhm.
so now that this is kind of done, what you
Okay.
do is, this is why it's gonna take all day kind of thing to do. Which I like to do it. Just pick a day, turn on Christmas music, and then spend the whole day
A little
cooking.
hot cocoa.
Yes.
Mhm.
So what we
Absolutely.
do is we'll go ahead and cool this. So what you do is you kind of divide it into like quarters maybe, and
Okay.
kind of roll them up,
Mhm.
and then wrap it and put it in the refrigerator.
Okay,
Let it
gotcha.
cool.
And why do we do that?
Well, when it's cool, it's a lot easier to kind of cut into the cookie shapes you
I
want, because you
see.
see how sticky
Okay.
it is.
Right, it'll just stick to the cookie cutter. It's
Exactly.
like, yeah, useless.
Exactly.
Got it. So,
So-
definitely chill your dough, people. Chill your dough.
Yes.
Don't forget
so
that.
let me go ahead and chill this dough, wash my hands, and I'll be right back.
So, Tina, I have an idea.
What? Yes!
Speaking of the house, tell us a little bit about it.
All right, guys. This is a really awesome house. It is in Villa Rosa. off of Loop Lake Farm in Lutz, Florida. It got 4-bedroom, 3-bath with enclosed pool, conservation lot, and right next to the lake.
Tina, thank you so much. This house is so amazing.
It is.
Gosh. Well, we're back now.
Yes, and our dough is cool, so now it's time to make the cookies.
Yay! Time to make the cookies. This is the
Okay.
best part.
So what we do is we got a little all-purpose flour here, and I love this island. It's nice and warm, and it's just nice to make these kind of things, you know, or to entertain, just kind of nice around.
Absolutely.
So-
nice big expansive counter space. We love that.
Yes.
Plenty of time to just hang out.
Yes. So talk to me. While I'm doing this, why don't you tell everybody what you do?
Sure. All right,
A
great.
little bit about you.
All right.
What is a lender?
Yeah. Okay. What is a lender? So that's a great question. So I get that a lot. So basically, what a lender is we're similar to a bank, right? So everybody's sort of familiar with the bank format when it comes to mortgages. And the main difference between a lender in the mortgage world and a bank simply has to do with the fact that the banks do multiple things. Banks do savings accounts, banks do mortgages, they do auto loans, they do all different types of other services, not just mortgages. A mortgage lender focuses just on mortgages.
Okay.
So we basically specialize in real estate financing. And that's really all that we do generally. So whether it's primary residence or investment properties, second home, even commercial, we basically just are able to service the clients in a different way than a bank does. So because that's all that we focus on, we're oftentimes much more efficient. We have shorter time frames when it comes to closing. We also have more options than a bank does.
Okay.
So folks that may not fit the cookie cutter, the cookie cutter formula for a mortgage loan at a bank, for instance, we have lots and lots of options. So, it's not just the, do you fit the mold? It's basically like, okay, cool. Who are you? What is the situation? And we kind of work as sort of mortgage consultants, really. And we work with the realtor, and the borrower, and kind of find the best fit. So, for instance, a lot of things that we get into when it comes to common questions from the buyer's perspective, like for instance, credit. So do you get a lot of questions about credit?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I have a lot of buyers who said, I love to buy, but I don't know if my credit score is enough for me to qualify.
Yep.
And I have that all the time.
Absolutely.
And I have renters like, I don't think I can buy yet because of my credit score.
Sure.
So what would he be?
Sure, and so obviously that's a common thought in today's world, because people think they need, an 800 credit score and certain factors that aren't the case. So there's a lot of different options when it comes to credit. In the lending world, generally speaking. So I'll break it down this way. Let me break it down this way. The mortgage loans come down to 3 aspects. Okay, you have assets, you have credit, and you have income.
Okay.
So it's basically like you need 2 of those 3 things to have a loan, right? So credit, okay, if you have credit,
Okay.
so when it comes to credit, it's basically like, what can you qualify for? It's not, is there something for me or is there not? It's, what can you qualify for? So let me break down a couple of the options. So
Okay.
generally speaking, the common programs, you start at 500. Yes, believe it or not, you can get a loan with a 500 credit score. Did you know that?
I did not know.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
So generally speaking, that's not ideal, okay, but it's possible. So
That's nice. Great news for a lot of people.
totally,
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely possible. But again, so that's not the greatest credit, right? So in that case, you're gonna need to have assets or income. Assets meaning money for down payment.
Okay.
So for instance, a common product around that range is FHA. Okay, FHA 10% down. You can do a 10% down FHA loan
Okay.
with a lower credit score. There's also some other sort of non-conventional programs out there that if you come up with X amount down payment, you can also do loans on that sort of lower end of the credit score, right?
Okay.
So let's step up. So it tiers up. So you have 500 to 580 is FHA 10%. 580 to 620, you can do 3.5% FHA for a qualified mortgage.
So you mean to tell me that they only have to have enough for 3.5% of
Correct.
the purchase price to be able to purchase a home?
Right, so that starting point, and we're just coming from the credit angle right now. So that starting point is 580. Okay, so from 580 up, you can do 3.5% down. So it becomes a lot more affordable for people.
Yes, definitely.
So it kind of makes it possible. Not everybody knows that. So that's definitely something that's really cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is.
Right.
That is.
And then you go up from there. So a conventional mortgage, which operates a little bit different from FHA, is you start qualifying for that around 620. Now, ideally, you want to get your credit to a point where it's a higher credit score. When you start to get around 680, 700, that's when mortgages become, you get the best deal. So when I say best deal, I mean less cost, less interest, things like that. It's kind of more of an ideal place to take a mortgage. But ultimately speaking, it's better to be paying your own mortgage than to be paying someone else's.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
So the sooner that you can do that, even if it's not the best scenario, that's fine, because ultimately you can work on your credit over time and you can always refinance.
That's true.
You see what I mean? So I guess the point is you can actually get a loan for as little as 3% down, because as you get up into the conventional range, there's amazing products for first-time home buyers at 3% down with people with decent credit. They're home ready and home possible.
Okay.
So those are really amazing programs for people who, may not have so much put aside, or maybe they don't want to put so much money in.
Okay.
Just because they have the money, they may also be able to invest it somewhere else, put a lower down payment in a home.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different options when it comes to that. But I guess, to pull it back to credit as a whole, you can go from 500 up. Ideally, you're taking a loan when you're up around 700 above. The best of the market's at 760.
Okay.
Okay, so when your credit score is a 760, that's where you're really getting the prime time. Now, mind you, we can start this conversation anytime, right?
Right, yeah.
So anybody can come to us at any time and we can take a look at where they're sitting credit-wise and say, hey, this is what you qualify for now, right? Cool, does this work for you? Great, let's get you into a home. I'm gonna kick you over to Tina. Tina's gonna help show you homes. We're gonna help you to set a budget, tell you exactly how much you need to close your loan. Bing, bam, boom, 30 days or so, you're in your home. Hey, right?
All right,
Yeah.
so I have a lot of questions from buyers too, asking, how like a lot of people are jumping from one job to the next.
Yes.
Do they have to be at the same job for at least 2 years?
So there's your second leg, right? Second leg is income, right? And a lot of people do think that. They think, okay, well, I haven't been at my job. Sometimes I get phone calls. I haven't been at my job for 2 years just yet, so I'm gonna be ready in 3 months because then it'll be 2 years. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. So when it comes to looking at income, what the mortgage industry is looking at is your ability to repay your loan. Okay, so what they're looking at is more continuity of the work rather than being at the same place, same employer, same position, right? So actually that's not true. You don't have to be at the same place for 2 years. What we want to see is that you have a 2-year employment history that we can verify, right? Is it amazing to have 15 jobs in 2 years? Not necessarily. We may still be able to make it work, but ultimately we just want to look back and say over X period of time this person has 2 years of work history. So it's likely that they're going to continue to work and be able to repay their mortgage. So that's generally how that works.
Because I do have a lot of buyers come to me and said, I'm not ready because I'm not at the same job for, at least 2 years.
Right.
That is not true.
No, it's not true. No, and ultimately, it's really like, again, call us anytime. No matter who you are, where you're at. If you have the goal of buying a home, we can start the conversation anytime. And that's for people maybe who are just getting started. Maybe it's their first home, but maybe they just haven't bought a home in a while. You know, the mortgage industry has changed quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, so there's always a way to ultimately make it work. Yeah, so I mean, other things that I come across, let's see. I have a lot of people, it seems like right now, right, the investment world is hot.
It is.
Yes.
Well, because interest rate
Yes.
is so low.
Yes.
And people have the cash. So what do? You invest.
Yeah.
In real estate.
Yes, absolutely. And I see a lot of those kind of pop up, like learn how to invest in real estate. You know, there's a lot of people out there, and it's a hot topic, and hot topic for a good reason, right? Because ultimately, you know, you're sort of leveraging the market to produce long-term revenue for you, or short-term revenue on a flip. So you come across people like that, right?
I do. I have a few investors that, you know, looking to flip and sell, or you know, just have it to rent, you know, different things to kind of, you know, put their money working for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so ultimately we have a lot of different products in the investment world. We have fix and flip funding, which allows you to go ahead and take a home that would need a rehab, include the purchase of the home, plus your rehab value into the funding. So we have some of that. We also have longer term rental investment options. There's all different kinds of options out there. And again, it's like if you're thinking about this, cool, call us and help us to kind of put this together. So what are some other things that we come across in the market, darling?
You know what? I've been listening to you.
Oh my God, look at what she's doing.
And
are you guys watching this?
This is
Did
nice.
you see this?
Yes. Well, the problem is, because you were talking and I was listening, I forgot to put parchment paper on the bottom, so now it's stick. I can't get it out.
Dun dun dun.
This is what I got, guys. Half of a Christmas tree because I forgot to put my parchment paper down before I throw out the dough. It happens. But you know what? Try the dough. It's really good. No, you don't want my hand? Fine. I will. Look at that.
She likes to. She's a dough eater.
Sorry. So, guys, don't be like me. Put your parchment paper on. There you go. You go out the dough. But I got one. So far. Anyway. But this is the reason why I have special guests like Erin to come and talk about things that she's an expert, like lending. Be able to get someone in here and talk to you and have an expert to just tell you what you need to know. And guys, don't be afraid to pick up that phone and call her. She's super easy to talk to, and she will work with you. I love talking to her, and there are so many things that I'm still learning from her, and I will pick up the phone and ask. And you know, that's why it's really great, because I feel like, you know, with real estate, it's not just a single person kind of job, it's a whole team. And I feel so lucky to have like this great team behind me, to make it work, to have it so that I can support my clients.
And that's really what you want. You know, ultimately, when you're in the market and you're thinking about buying or you're investing or whatever it is, you really want to choose the people that have good people around them. You know what I mean? Because ultimately it takes, I mean, let's walk through the people that it takes to get a real estate deal done. Generally speaking, you have buyer side realtor, you have listing realtor, you have a lender, oftentimes, you know, unless they're buying cash.
Exactly.
You have title, you have inspection, you have appraisal, you have, who else is in the mix?
Oh, termite inspections.
Yeah, that can come up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. This is what I tell all my clients all the time. It takes a village to move a transaction.
Absolutely. It's kind of like a recipe, right? You got all these pieces in, and it's about the quality of the ingredients.
Exactly.
Right. So when you're trying to make that happen, quality in, quality out.
Exactly.
So another thing that I can say, while she continues to do this.
Only have my desk again.
Another question that I get a lot, and you probably too, is, you know, how much down payment does somebody need? Right. So that's your third leg of the lending world, is assets, right? So what do people generally think when it comes to down payment? 20%. 20%.
People always like, oh, I can't buy yet because I don't have enough money saved up, and it have to be always 20%. Who come up with that number? Just 20%.
Okay, so I can speak a little bit to that. So 20% is kind of like a magical, let me help you out here. I got you. See, that's we take care of each other, just like we take care of our clients. So basically 20% is sort of a magical number in the lending world, where you are able to take the loan and have the option of escrowing your taxes and insurance, and you also don't have to have mortgage insurance if your credit score is high enough and you qualify for a conventional loan. You can put 20% down and have no mortgage insurance, and you can opt to pay your taxes and your insurance by themselves. So for instance, if you're, don't get, I did it. Insert close up. So anyway, long and short of it is basically that you do not need 20% down. You know, kind of like how I touched upon with credit. You know, it's really a function of where your credit is, based on how much you can put down. You know, the minimum to step into a home, and how much you need to put down. Right. Another thing is that it's also, do you want to put that much down? Right. So for folks that have the option, sometimes it's not smart to dump a bunch of cash into a house in equity. Sometimes it's smarter to kind of, you know, you're borrowing at a really low interest rate in this market. You know, rates we're seeing somewhere around, you know, low 4s, you know, high 3s, low 4s at this point.
Yes,
which it's phenomenal.
It is, and I feel like people who feel like they can't afford a home, now is the time.
Now is the time.
To
It really is.
Take advantage of the rates and just buy it.
Take advantage, absolutely. And I mean, a lot of times if you think about it, you know, people are maybe carrying debt on credit cards or on cars that's much higher than that. You know, 4%.
Yes.
So does it make sense to throw cash in that direction when you can pay off your debt and you can ultimately be borrowing at that little teeny tiny rate, and then you can pay off those things?
Yep.
You know what I mean? So things like that. But the long and short of it is you don't need 20% down. And again, just call your lender and we work it out and see what works for you.
Yes. And I think, you know, the good thing about Erin too is that she's give you those options. She give you ideas. She give you, you know, you tell her your situation and she will kind of give you a roadmap and like which direction you want to take, it's up to you. But she give you that options. Having option is amazing, guys.
It is.
So
it really is, and ultimately, you know, it's not just me, right? I'm a part of it. I'm part of an amazing team. I have an amazing team behind me of people that, you know, we have, God, I would say, hundreds of years of experience in this industry collectively. So, you know, I have really great and well-experienced people in different areas behind me that, you know, if there's some sort of more complicated scenario, like say self-employed or other areas, you know, we're able to really just pull it together in a way that makes sense, makes it work, gets it done, gets you keys. That's what we're here for.
Yes.
You know?
Get you that keys.
Absolutely.
Open that door to your own home.
Opening the door to ownership.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about who you are as a realtor, what you do.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, what I do is I help people like you even sell and buy homes.
Okay.
So, you know, on the selling side, what I do is, you know, I help people consult with people, make their house presentable, market the house, get the house sold, get it under contract, get it sold. On the buyer side, what I do is I consult with my buyers, kind of figured out what they want, what their needs are, and help them find their perfect house.
Send them to a great lender.
Yes, and send them to a great lender. Yes,
who helps them to the
yes, but you know, and it's a process.
Sure.
And you know,
absolutely.
You know that it's a process. So, you know, I love what I do. I love to be a buyer agent. I love my seller agent. I love them all. And what I love the most is to be able to kind of make a difference in their life. Because, you know, it's not, to me, I feel like a transaction is a huge investment.
Sure, absolutely.
And my job as a realtor is to guide them and to make sure that they make the best choice in their biggest investment of their life. And that's what I do.
Sure.
To the, you know, that's it. Just help people make the best choice in one of the biggest investments. So, like I said, I'm not just a realtor. I'm an advocate for your life's biggest moment. So call me.
Yay.
All right, guys. So just quickly, I kind of make the cookie here. And you know what? I'm going to do some magic because it's the month of magic. You see this? Bring me that right over there. Bring it over. Come on. Bring it. Yes. Yes. We're going to make magic happen right here, right in front of your eyes. You see this? Put it in the oven at 350 for about 5 minutes. Ta-da-da! And
They come out looking like this.
they come out looking like this.
True magic.
Magic of the season. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Oh, here. Woo! Look, look, look. My video, guys, want me to show you. There you go. I like this guy. This represent. You know, I didn't do this on purpose because I didn't know what she was gonna wear, but I thought my gingerbread guy should have an ugly sweater for Christmas. Ta 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 ta. Ha ha. See, we read each other's minds.
Sweaters can be ugly, but your real estate transaction doesn't have to be.
Yes. No way. You don't want that.
No.
No. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me and Erin today, Tina Newby from Florida Luxury Realty, to another great episode of Realtor Can Cook. Please stay tuned for my next one. If you like my video, you gotta subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell button so you can see some more of us.
And you can find us online at Tampa Mortgage Team, at eMortgage Management, tampamortgageteam.com, and I am Erin Bear. Anything we can do to help you, we'd be happy to help.
And I would definitely put her information at the end of the video so you guys can text her, email her, call her anytime you want with any question you have about mortgage.
Sounds good. And I tell you what, thank you so much for having me. We super appreciate you. We love you. And we wish you all, most importantly, a most amazing holiday season.
Yes, guys, spend the time with your loved one, enjoy your neighbor, love one another, and eat